Justice Stephen Allen Probe, former Justice of the Supreme Court of Ghana, former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of the Gambia and Chairman for this event, the Director General of the National Sports Authority, the Executive Chairman of the 13th, the Local Organizing Committee of the 13th African Games, the representative of the Chief Executive of the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, and the Private Secretary to Asante Bediatuo. All other protocols are duly observed. In 2013, I was invited to the maiden launch of this excellent athletics program. At that launch, the purpose and objectives of the program was explained to all of us, and with so much passion that one couldn't feel any other way but admiration for the effort. And the idea was to get Ghana flying high again internationally in the athletics area, especially in the sprints. We were told that one of the aims of Ghana's Fastest Human athletics program was for the brand to be so attractive that it would act as a magnet, a catalyst, to have others emulate and in the event make Ghana the ultimate winner in athletics in general. Rex Probe, my childhood friend and brother, the founder of this program, which is in a sense a public-private partnership together with corporate Ghana, especially the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, and the Ministry of Youth and Sports at the time went on to tell us that the program was structured in such a way that from April to August each year, 100-meter competitions would be organized all over Ghana for under 15, under 18, and the senior categories, 18 years and above, and for both male and female. The winners would then be invited in September of that year for the final of finals, where we would all find out who, amongst all the winners, would be crowned GNPC's Ghana's Fastest Human for that year. Following this, the Ghana Athletics Association and other private individuals would help to get some of these athletes to America on full athletic scholarships. With the bulk of the sprinters who end up not getting a chance to travel, GNPC and Adidas select 4 for a local 1-year all-expenses-paid training regimen from September after the final of finals to September the following year. That is a period of 1 year. These 4 local athletes are given the best accommodation, access to the best nutrition, access to the best sprinting coaches, access to the best sports psychologists, and are treated by expert physicians when required. Those in school are also given private tutors to assist with their academic work and are all kitted by Adidas. This is the GNPC Speedsters Club, and it has its own success stories. Rex Probe went on to tell us that he would believe that with this type of focus on sprinting, it would encourage a lot of positive changes that would help push athletics and sprinting in Ghana to higher heights. The question is constantly asked why Ghanaian sprinters cannot be as good as the Jamaican and African American sprinters, for example. The point being that they're all from the same stock. And I believe that it is our athletes can be just as good as these Jamaican sprinters, the African American sprinters, with the right programs to support them. We have to congratulate GNPC and all the other corporates for supporting this program and urge others to also get involved. It is clearly reaping some very, very good benefits. The allure of wanting to be crowned GNPC's Ghana's Fastest Human and the positive exposure one gets from wearing this title. The brand continues to attract potential sprinters from all over Ghana and has gone a long way in ensuring representation for Ghana at international competitions, including the African, Commonwealth, and the Olympic Games. In 2014, 4 years after the initial launch in 2013, His Excellency the President of the Republic, Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo, was the guest of honor at the launch. And being a sportsman himself, he promised to follow the program closely, as he was quite intrigued by it. His Excellency then donated 8 trophies as winning prizes for the 2017 contestants. And since then, to date, I am happy and proud to say that he has continued with this encouraging gesture. I would like to take this time to also say a big thank you to all sponsors, because I believe even though GMPC is the headline sponsor, there are others who also have contributed in immense ways. At GMPC, having been signed up to be the headline and clothing sponsor, we expect more. Adidas, who supply the kit for the GMPC Speedsters Club, Renko Printing, Pippa's Gym, Moringa King, Goyle, Global Media Alliance, to all of these companies and others who I have not mentioned, we say thank you and bravo. We thank Ghana's Fastest Human Athletics Program for using their platform to remind Ghanaians of their past sports heroes and working with them to encourage the current generation to also strive to be the best. It is heartwarming that the program ensures that those who fought for our country in the arena of sports and athletics are not forgotten. And we thank you very, very much, Mr. Rex Bobby, for doing this. I think we've had the privilege of the constant presence of Mr. Hay, Mr. Adi, and Mr. Hintakeri, and I think that's is fantastic. And we should continue to acknowledge such people. Having said all of that, I now have the pleasure to declare the 2023 edition, the 10th year anniversary edition, duly launched. God bless Ghana, and may He continue to make our nation greater and stronger. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Nana.
You are right, Honorable Chair. Nana Asante Bediatuo, the President's Secretary. Various distinguished honorable members of the high table, the invited guests, I see MPs, I see ministers, I see CEOs, the media, the various sports federations who are represented here. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring you greetings from the National Sports Authority, especially having yourself within the premises of one of our facilities at Accra Sports Stadium. It's a great honor to have such a congregation, and especially to celebrate the 10th anniversary of the Ghana's Fastest Human, which has really tremendous achievements. For sake of time, I'll mention few. Since its establishment, I must say there has been tremendous impacts that we can see all around us. I do remember very well when Ghana had to send contingents to the African Games in Morocco. I happened to be the technical officer to lead them, and it was refreshing, especially after many years of attempt to conquer Africa. Ghana emerged the 4x100 meter race, the best of the continent. That was 2019 Morocco. And in fact, if you look at the contingent that especially participated to give us that gold medal, almost all of them were the products of the Ghana's Fastest Human. The Nigerians had done all their best to be able to clinch on to that kind of medal. We lost it. And indeed, when the same with their colleagues, the Asamatis, the Paul Amos and the rest got themselves also ready for the Olympic Games in Tokyo. And I think we all saw that. Although we couldn't get a medal, but that was the best in almost about 30 years of performance. And that was the outcome. This was a credit to also the Ghana's The National Sports Authority that manages almost all the 50 sporting disciplines which have gathered themselves into associations. The athletics is there, the boxing, I'm sure the football, everybody advanced. But I must say that currently the steam is increasing, especially in the area of athletics. And that is why I'm very much confident that especially Ghana's first host team of the African Games come next year, I think these kind of records will what again will be repeated. This time on our own soil. The National Sports Authority continues to partner with the Ghana's Fastest Human project since its establishment. We've made available almost all our facilities for their use, for their training, for their competitions. And thanks to the President, His Excellency Namada and his government, currently the sports infrastructure has actually overwhelmed us. In fact, it's the first of its kind. I think we have never seen such a tremendous development in the area of sports infrastructure than what we are seeing and witnessing under His Excellency Namada. For the first time, you see the renovation works going on. The transport stadium here has just been renovated. I think the third phase of it is going on, and it's going to be one of the venues for the African Games. I think you all can see what is happening at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium, which hosted the Ghana-Nigeria match that qualified us to the Qatar World Cup. Then we are having the University of Ghana Stadium. I think everybody who has been passing in front of it can see what is happening. The Oteman, and so many of them. Besides this, the 10 multi-purpose, all of them are equipped with also the running track, 8-lane athletic over, which also meets the Olympic standard. So that means that in almost all the regions, soon they are going to be organizing international championship. As for facilities for the hockey, I don't need to say it. I think everybody knows. And then come to the football. I think that has really exceeded our expectation. From 2017, Ghana had only 2 astroturf. Just 2. Just 2. That was the one that the National Sports Authority was managing at Tema. And then we had the Bagan. But as we speak now, we have passed the mark 120 across the country. It never happened before. It has never ever happened before. But when you get all this kind of infrastructure, what it means is that the output will be great. The fastest human now has really the fastest moving floors to compete. Yes. You are right, Honorable Chair. I think the records are a lot. And I think that those who are interested to have a look at this, on our website, the National Sports Authority's website, we have all these things enumerated and you can find them. What we want to assure the leadership of the Ghana's fastest human is that our collaboration will continue and it will be greater, especially when we have the LOC, of which Mr. Rex is also a member of that committee, organizing the whole of Africa here next year. The National Sports Authority platform will all be made available to you. We congratulate you. We can attest to the fact that you are doing a fantastic job. I think your projections, if you have not exceeded, I think you will reach it. Then another 10 years, we believe that it's going to be greater. We wish you all the best, and we will start with you.
You'll be glowing in smiles if you met difficulties and losses and failures. You will only have to endure them. By himself, of course, accompanied by those of us who are close to him. The occasion, coincidentally, happens to be close to our preparation to yet another political change. And as as I was coming, it occurred to me that the person who wrote my speech put in too many things, and I decided to put them aside. Because looking at the crowd, we cannot afford to listen to speeches. But he made one point, which I agree with him. And when I asked him why he did that, he said he picked it from me many years ago. He said, in athletics, as you all know, when people line up, say 100-meter race, they end up, some win, some lose, some get into the middle. Those who win come out blowing in smiles and met with congratulatory messages of all kinds. Those who are in the middle have nothing to offer. Those at the end normally fall down. And they ask, why do they fall down? Some say they fall down to bury their disappointment or to hide their shame. But we are now at a time when we are just about to change our political baton. Now, unlike the athlete, when he loses or wins, he goes quietly and prepares for the next occasion. But what seems to be happening to us is that people now, at the helm of affairs, mount platforms, make all kinds of speeches, and the speeches either tend to make them happy or to harm them. We have, in the case of athletes, as I said, the good ones happy, they go home, the bad ones are happy, they go home, prepare and come back. But with our politics and the political magnets, they make speeches which they are described as fiery, inflammatory, defamatory, whatnot and whatnot. And after some time, they are either made to eat their words or to retract them or to engage in what in philosophy is called ex post facto rationalizations, trying to explain what they said, if it is necessary, or what they did not say, if it is necessary. Knowing very well that whatever rationalization or explanation they give, those listening to them have their own ideas. They simply don't believe them. And what happens then is this. We look at what my nephew has been doing over the years, for the past 10 years, and the platform on which he operates best is peace. And it is a peace we need now. I think if we could take analogy from the life of the athlete and pursue silence and quietness and tranquility and peace and go away at the end of the function, this country will be the better for it. And that is how I see this function of today. After 10 years, Rex has tried to shape the face of athletics in the country. He has done his best. He's been diligent, he's been hardworking, and he's been going everywhere to get things moving the way he thinks should be done. But I think the best message he will leave to us now is, please, as a nation, let us learn from athletes and athletics. If you lose, shut up and go home. Don't make speeches which will turn around to haunt you, which will bring you into a limelight to explain yourself, or get others to explain to you, because that's not life. Life is as we see the athlete. You go into a function, you fight on, you succeed or fail, you go away and come back to fight another day. And that's, to me, the significance of today's function. After 10 years of fighting, is here to prepare, not just to commemorate what took place, but to prepare the grounds for yet another 10 years. And what he needs is a peace that we see on the field. And in the same way, we hope that our politicians and all who stand for politics will learn from the athletes and give us a break in the form of peace, because with the peace, like the athletes, you go and come back. Without the peace, you probably won't see you again. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me end by saying a huge thank you to all those who contributed to the past 10 years making of my nephew's efforts. He's done his best to keep athletics afloat to the best of his ability, and also indicate that there is nothing on earth that nobody can not do if he sets his mind to it, and if he at least he operates in the atmosphere of peace and tranquility. We just hope that my message goes out loud and clear, that at this stage in our life, we need peace and tranquility, but let us use sports and athletics in particular as a medium of peace, or medium of seeking peace, which we need for our lives. So the function for today, that's the message it gives to us, that we should try to use athletics and sports as a medium for pursuing peace and tranquility, which our society desperately needs at this time of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much for
I'm reading this on behalf of our Chief Executive, Mr. Opoku Aruyaba. He would have loved to be here, but unfortunately, there is also another critical assignment that has taken away. And so, Mr. Chairman, unlike you, I don't have the luxury of putting the speech aside. I have to read it faithfully. So I'll ask that you bear with me and be very careful you don't fall asleep, because we have been sponsoring this thing since 2013, and it's in your interest to look ahead, eyes focused, pay attention. What we do depends on what you do here. Mr. Rex, thank you for this opportunity. Former Chief Justice of the Supreme Court of Ghana and former Chief Justice of Gambia, Justice Stephen Alambole, Secretary to the President, Nana Bediatuo Asante, Director General, National Sports Authority, Professor Peter Chumesi, Executive Secretary of the 13th African Games 2023, Dr. Kweku Ofosu Asari, invited guests, media, ladies and gentlemen. And this is my CE speaking. So if I say I bring you greetings from the board, management and staff of GMPC. Mr. Chairman, I believe all of us gathered here agree today is a significant milestone in the life of Ghana Fastest Human, GFH project. It is significant because it marks 10 years of discovering and honing talents of youth to contribute their quota to nation building. The number 10 symbolizes completion. It is also a powerful number which represents freshness, new beginnings, leadership, and innovation. So, to be launching the 10th anniversary of the GFH project today simply means that we are doing something right, we are doing something impactful, and you are a leader who has brought novelty. Where is Mr. Rex?
I'm right here, sir.
I'd like to see you outside. You brought novelty to the sport, which stakeholders have paid little attention to. Yeah. And I urge you, as Chief Executive urges you, to continue with the good works, and that you shouldn't relent in your quest in unearthing and developing talents for the good of Ghana. GMPC is partnering your project, this championship, because it gives us opportunity to invest in the development of sports for both local and international competitions, support government efforts of reducing unemployment, and re-energize our teeming youth to be productive. Since 2014, Our partnership with you has brought progress to the development of athletics in Ghana. And I'm glad to report that we are pleased to see the progress our collective efforts and the impact of our athletes have made in both local and international competitions. As the headline and clothing sponsor, and let's be careful, we are not Odum Okunfo. We have been consistently Odumfo. We have Ofo Bediatuo. We empower you with issues. So we've done that. I will continue to do that. The Okunfos are somewhere else. As the headline sponsor and clothing sponsor, we are proud of our role in helping restore Ghana to its glorious days. I say this because we can all attest to the immense contribution that athletes from your project and your initiative have made to the fortunes of athletics in Ghana. Mr. Chairman, permit me to celebrate some beneficiaries of the GFH project, including Mr. Benjamin Azamati, who is Ghana's 100 meters record holder, and Latifa, who recently broke Ghana's 400 meters indoor record in the USA. And we also heard of Joe Ando, who was also a beneficiary of this great project. Ladies and gentlemen, through to our brand promise, empowering dreams, Ufudiapa, GMPC will push it. And this is a good trade. GHF is a good trade. Consistent with our brand promise of empowering dreams, we will continue to empower the youth by bringing their dreams to reality. Today, the GFH has become a source of employment. We have many people working for this. It's fantastic. We have become a source of employment and a platform for promoting the image of Ghana abroad. Mr. Chairman, at the risk of speaking too much, we want to conclude by saying, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, we thank every one of you who took time off to be here. We thank every one of you who are standing with our brother Rex. For this project is worth dying for. And let us not be confused. What we put in is what we will get out. And so we continue to spend. Thank you very much.